Next question. All right. What is an appropriate amount of time to talk to someone before you date them? Or to get to know? I hate the word talk.
You got it.
It's stupid.
Chat, converse.
Chat, converse, get to know.
Wait, what was your question?
Like, okay, before you date someone, how long is like an appropriate amount of time to like stupid ass word. Talk.
Get to know them.
Talk before you date them.
Oh, like
or get to know them.
Put a title on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
To make it exclusive, if you will.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. That really just depends on. I don't know if there's a time frame for me. Me personally, I think it just depends on who they are, how I feel, and like what's going on. I mean, I'll feel it at some point. Mm-hmm. Once you feel it, I feel like you know. Then you'll talk about it, and then you'll put a title on it. But up until then, you're just in that, I guess, talk. Mm-hmm. Until you're out of it, I guess.
Okay, so let's say a month. Is that an appropriate amount? Is that too short?
Once again, I think that depends on the person. But for me, I haven't had a problem with a month.
Okay. Valid. I also think that like how long you've known them too beforehand also plays in. Because like I feel like if you're like friends before, you don't really have to talk for that long because you already know them. Like after like if you've known them for like a couple years, like you already know. You already know.
Brayden, stop.
That look I got.
But like if you meet them straight off the street, it's like different. Because how do you get to know somebody in a month? You don't. Respectfully.
I agree.
That's just my opinion.
I agree with Ben. I think it's different for each scenario. I used to think it would take me around a month to 2 months for me to even think about asking. But then I feel like there are certain times where I think we put so much pressure on everything, on like when to make things a label, when to do this, when to do that, when should I say I love you? Like we talked about that on the pod the other day. We put so much pressure on anything instead of just enjoying the moment, instead of just enjoying the person.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And I think it should be like a feeling. Like if I feel like this is somebody I could potentially marry, you know, and I feel like there's not really anybody else that's like on the radar. I don't really find myself checking out the girls in Lulu anymore, you know, like if I'm not doing that anymore, that was a joke. If I'm not doing that but if I'm not doing that, then I mean, why not ask her to be my girlfriend if she's feeling it too, you know? So I don't really think it's
pretty much just a feeling.
Yeah, it's just a feeling.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay, solid.
Like we do, to put too much pressure on like.
Well, heck, if you believe in love
if
you believe in love at first sight, then everybody be saying I love you on the first date. And people that believe that, you know, so might as well date them if you love them.
I guess
They're down.
I don't know. I feel like
all these shows on TV too that do that.
I feel like it would be hard to know.
You got people proposing in 6 days, never even seen the person. Love is Blind.
What's that 90-Day Fiancé?
Love is Blind. Love is Blind is one of the coolest shows, but at the same time, it's a detriment to society because that idea is just ridiculous. And people dogged Shake or whatever his name is, but I think he said some real stuff on there.
I'll dog Shake till the day I die.
Shake I think he said some real stuff. There was some other crappy stuff. He said a lot of crappy stuff, but he said some real stuff too. For those people on the show to pretend like none of them came on there for the publicity that comes with it. Come on now.
Valid.
Come on now. You think all these people are actually here to find love? No, they came here because they knew that they could get their IG followers up, they could get a blue check mark by their name, and they knew that they can get some money out of it. That is not the right way to go about creating a relationship. I don't care what anybody says. That is not the right way. No. So I agreed with some of the stuff that he said. And
he also said some.
Yeah, he said some terrible stuff.
Very
and how you couldn't be attracted to DD or whatever her name was.
Deep D.
Deep D is a beautiful, beautiful woman.
She's hot.
And
she is.
and if my aunt looked like that, I'd be attracted to her. So.
Okay.
He said respectfully.
Okay.
Respectfully. Because that's a comment that he said on the show. He's like, I view her as an aunt. I view her as an aunt.
Yeah,
so I just can't, like, she feels like part of my family.
Yeah.
That was the joke. So, but I guess
I guess it's
like
like that for some people, and like that, like 'cause they didn't see each other until
physical
after.
attraction is needed.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yeah, I don't care what anyone says. Like,
there
if you
has
don't
to
have
be
an
some level.
initiative, like physical attraction, so to some degree, it's just never gonna work.
Did y'all talk about that?
Yeah, we
on
did.
here? That's what I thought.
I ranted about it for about 2 minutes.
Oh yeah, because I remember you were like, if you say it doesn't matter, then you're lying or something like that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, I mean, just again, if we're diving into this, hypothetically speaking, say you're at a bar, say you're at a, I don't know, restaurant, say you're at the library, it could be anywhere. You're not just going to walk up to, I mean, girls usually don't just walk up to guys a lot of the times, unless they're just like intoxicated and being stupid. But, but girls don't normally just walk up to guys. But anyways, a guy's not just going to walk up to a girl and start a conversation unless there is a similar, or like there's a feeling that like, oh, I find this guy really, really cute. I want to go get to know him. You're not just going to go out of your way to carry on a conversation with someone if you don't have that.
Okay, let me ask you this. Have you ever not initially found them attractive, then got to know them, and then found them attractive? That's
Yes.
happened to me.
Yes, I have. Yeah, I have.
Okay. Ben?
He's thinking.
I don't know.
Ben, now you're lying to yourself
No,
if
I'm
you
trying
sit
to-
there and
I'm-
say you did.
I really don't know. I'm trying to think of cases.
Okay.
I really don't know.
Like, I know there was, like, been a time at one point where, like, I didn't think that they were, like, physically attractive to me. And then I started talking to them, and I was like, oh, your humor makes you pretty attractive. Or, like, the way their personality can make someone attractive.
Well, heck, and it could be first glance they didn't look good, but next day they're wearing something different, and they had their beard a different way, they had their hair a different way, and they look hot.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
all about perspective.
All about perspective. So
Okay, that's all I wanted to know. I thought it was a valid
Ben.
question.
you have.
I don't know. I don't really change like that. I kind of get either a yes or a no. Like straight up.
So
Like even if I don't know, like if I don't know two women and I see one's attractive and one just isn't attracted to me, then at that moment forward, that's just how it's going to be. Unless like 10 years down the road, she looks better than the other one.
So you don't think emotional connection can change how attractive someone is? Because, like, let's say you're talking to
I
this
think
really
it
hot
can.
chick.
it
and
can
she's
make
just
it.
an emotional
I understand what he's
freaking
saying.
saltine cracker.
That physical attraction may not be as good as so and so,
Another one's-
but so and so's personality could be crappy. So then she's
Yes.
bumped down here. Well, then her attractiveness wasn't as high, but her personality made her go all the way up
Yes.
here.
Yeah. Like
Still
I get-
attractive though.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but like personally, I gotta be with someone who's attractive.
okay.
As
So do you
shallow
think-
and as bad as that sounds, I have to.
No,
You
I
could never date someone for just strictly their personality.
Oh no,
No, I
no,
couldn't.
no,
Nope.
no.
I think this is a big question that a lot of girls and guys differ on.
Yeah, I couldn't.
A girl that says that is lying.
What? That you can date strictly off of personality?
Yes.
Oh, no, you're wrong. 100%.
Some people.
I'm
I
living
mean, that's
proof.
No,
It was a
No.
mistake, though.
no. Are you still with him?
No.
Okay, exactly.
No, if she's
I-
saying
well,
it was a
I-
mistake.
When we're talking about when
no.
we're talking about dating, I'm talking about a successful relationship, a successful dating. If you do not find that person physically attractive, you are not going to successfully date them in 99.9% of. Now, these are not just. I didn't get these stats nowhere, but this is just me.
Said it. Deductive reason.
I mean, heck, 50% of or over 50% of the relationships don't even work nowadays. And that's even with attraction being there. So you think they're not having attraction's gonna be good? Like.
Well, hear me out. I think she's right on this though. For like you were talking about for some women, right, or most women. Well, have you seen? I mean, I've seen some fairly good-looking ladies with some guys that I was like, what?
But they may find them attractive.
Yeah, they do. Well, there's no, there's
Ben,
no way. There's no way.
I mean, listen.
I think it's just the way the female brain works because
it beats me too.
because like
It's who
some
they
things like emotionally can make you really attractive.
Yes.
Or like the way you speak can make you really attractive. And I honestly, no offense, this is just psychology. Literally, guys focus more on physical things than emotional things. Y'all are more physically charged. Women are more emotionally charged. And so that's why I think it's facts.
I don't think I agree with that for myself.
You don't think you like physically initially.
Initially, yes, but if I just find physical there, then like, and I can't get any substance eventually, then I don't see the point in continuing.
No,
Just
I
because
agree.
just because I find you attractive doesn't mean that. Because again, we're dating to marry, so if I cannot get along with you,
Are we?
and I
Just kidding.
I hope so. I am. Y'all shook y'all's heads, yes. So, but no, if I'm dating to marry and I don't feel like there's any substance there and I can't have a conversation with you without arguing and stuff, and especially with toxic relationships that I've been in the past, no.
Okay, so riddle me this. I don't know how to word this without sounding like rude. Okay, would you rather date someone who wasn't really attractive but had a really good personality and was emotionally intelligent, or date someone who was very physically attractive but not really there emotionally or personality wise, kind of dry?
Lights on, but
See,
nobody's home.
Yeah,
That's such
like
a
has
hard.
the personality of a saltine cracker. Stale.
That's such a hard choice, but at the same time an easy choice because like I would much rather date somebody that's less attractive that has a personality and has substance because and is emotionally there, because if that girl that's attractive is not emotionally there, then I'm just gonna be stressed out about her going out and finding somebody else, or going out and like cheating, or going out and like she's not emotionally there, then she doesn't care. So
Well, what about like personality? Like, what if they're really attractive but like don't have any substance to their being?
I'm pretty good at prying substance out of people though.
But what if they just don't?
What
Like,
if
I've talked to
there's just
people
no
where it was just
substance?
so hard to talk to them, like super dry. Their personality wasn't really.
You just know they're not interested and you move on.
But if, like, hypothetically speaking,
I'm trying to think of what scenario that I'm like. I've never
it's
been in a scenario like
hypotheticals.
this.
That's why it's called a hypothetical.
But I know. But usually when I do a hypothetical, it's a situation that could happen.
So if we had, let's say, Kendall. Do you think Kendall Jenner's attractive? Before I ask you this, who's somebody you find really attractive?
Selena Gomez.
Okay, let's say Selena
Vanessa.
Gomez.
I'm gonna go with Vanessa Hudgens right now.
Let's say Vanessa
Selena's gotten a
Hudgens
little.
just walked up to you, whatever. Y'all striked up a conversation, and it was like talking to a wall. All right, but there comes, I don't know,
Not him. Not him reminiscing. Mr.
and then
Krabs,
there
that's
comes
Mr.
like
Krabs.
let's say I think every woman's beautiful in their own way, but not someone you think is as attractive as Vanessa
We
Hudgens.
might just have to talk about an open relationship. I'm just kidding. But I'm just
Oh
kidding. I'm
my
just
God.
kidding.
But she had a really good
Just kidding.
personality.
Just
Like,
kidding.
which one are you gonna go with?
I'm going with the. I'm going with the good personality.
Benjamin?
I'm going looks. I mean,
The
We're
face
split
ain't-
sounds
50-50.
bad, but
Yeah. What? Hold up. Just
Straight up.
in this hypothetical scenario.
yep.
Because
100%.
you heard me on physical attraction.
Yep.
But if she's not emotionally there with you and you can't trust her, which is a big key thing that we talked about, if you can't trust this person because they're not emotionally there, you're still going to go with that person?
I'll be able to trust them.
He said.
That's cap.
Emotionally there as in like.
You're not going to let yourself get to that point to where you're dating a woman if you don't trust them.
Well, if I don't trust them, but I feel like trust is fairly easy from my perspective. I trust very easily.
I also feel like emotionally there is like being able to be emotionally vulnerable. That's what I mean by emotionally there. Like some people just don't. They just don't do anything. They're like no personality, no emotion, nothing.
And let me say this in this scenario, that's what I'd go with. But I can't think of a scenario in God's green earth where I would only have those two choices, because I just move on to another person that has both.
He said no, Vanessa Hudgens. Not today.
And your answer.
It was honest, at least.
Wild.
Dude, I gotta have
No
looks, man.
personality? But, like, we're not saying the girl's going to be, like,
I got a
Like
personality. I'll just give her some of
bland.
mine.
So you think you could not have like a good like emotionally stimulating or just stimulating conversation? Like you could go without that.
Yeah,
I cannot date
could do
somebody
my own
I
thing.
can't talk to.
I could do my own thing. I'll just.
So what do you
meet
see
up
her on
with
the weekends?
Ben,
just to
I
hang out?
don't, I don't, I know Ben.
Just for the
fairly, I
company.
know Ben fairly well from conversations. I don't think.
Gotta go looks.
You don't think you get bored?
Ben, you are too, bro. You are too. You like to go do things, and you want a partner that's going to want to go do things with you. If she's not if she's not emotionally there and emotionally present with you, and she doesn't want to be there, she's constantly on her phone.
She'll come.
No, but in this
He's
scenario,
so confident she won't.
in this
Hypothetically.
scenario, she doesn't.
I don't know. I just can't.
So you're just down for her to use you for sex? Is essentially what you're saying?
It's
And
not
also-
necessarily
no.
sex, but maybe just the company.
So what Baker said, it's not like the way that she asked Braden, she was like, this woman's like more attractive. Like they're
not necessarily. She's not ugly, but she's not as attractive as, let's say, the other one.
You find, but
Like there's
find both
levels.
attractive.
You find both attractive, but one's more
Okay.
attractive than the other.
Okay, well, when we put it this way, then yes. But like what I was talking about was one's attractive and one is not.
Okay, so if
no,
it's
yeah,
just-
no. If you had a
That's what I
fatty
meant.
in front of okay, let me rephrase. If you had a girl that was unattractive, PG. If you have a girl that's unattractive in front of me, and then you have a girl that is beautiful, and I was joking about the whole fatty thing. I
I
was just
thought
being
you were
funny.
talking about
but
but
no,
yeah.
But like if she's ugly and she's pretty. She's ugly and she's pretty. I'm going with the pretty one. Yes.
Mhm.
Like if
That's what
I only have like
those
those two
two
options,
options, yes.
I'm going with the pretty one. Because I
just
cannot.
can't.
I'd rather
I
go with the
cannot.
ugly one.
That's where
honestly.
that's what I
That's
thought
cap.
you were
It's not
That's
cap.
cap.
It is
No,
not cap.
honestly, like-
I could go through the list of people I've talked to, and you would believe me.
That's cap.
No, it's not, because
You
I've
find
talked
them
to some
attractive in your own
very
way.
attractive individuals, but I couldn't get myself to like see it through because they just didn't have
Exactly.
anything
We're talking
to
about
bring to the table.
That's what I'm saying. That's why the relationship didn't last because you didn't have that physical attraction. I'm talking about a long.
no, I'm talking about
No, she's
about
saying-
attractive people.
yeah, but they didn't have more.
But
to
the
them.
but the one that was the one that was unattractive that
He
you
wasn't
dated.
the only one.
Okay. Well, what I'm saying is you didn't make it with any of those either.
I mean,
So your hypothetical scenario, if you put out a perfect person, they are not going to be unattractive to you. They are going
yeah,
to be
that's what I'm saying.
attractive.
Like something's gonna make them attractive. Personality wise, I think it can make you attractive.
Physically, they're going to be attractive physically as well.
I think it is a little different for women though, because hear me out.
This is psychology, basic
I have
psychology.
seen, Braden, I've seen some of these dudes.
I've seen guys that have ugly girls though too.
Yes, I have seen that as well. But I have seen more.
It's brutal out here.
I've seen more very attractive women with not so very good looking guys.
I think
Just say
it's
it
more.
how it is,
It's
Ben.
more. It's more important for women to have like intellectual stimulating relationships than physical ones. And it's very evident in that because you can tell based off of like the way guys work. No offense, but like the way that most men view sex and the way most women view sex. Most men, not all of them, okay. This is just based off psychology and statistics. Thank you. Most men are only having sex for like the physical aspect of it. A lot of women don't want to have sex for the physical. It's the emotional aspect,
And I agree with you.
and that is why I rest my case.
But I think there are plenty of women that do the exact same thing that you're saying that men do. I think there are plenty of women. I think that's society in today. You go out to LA, there are plenty of women that are there for the hookup. There are plenty of women that are about that life. Same thing as a guy. It happens with both sides. You've got people like me and Ben. And again, Ben's not saying he's been perfect. I'm not saying that I've been perfect. But hypothetically speaking, we're in our perfect scenario of what we would like to happen to us. It would be sex being special. You wait till marriage. Everything else besides the physical aspect, like you find him attractive, yes, but the physical aspect is not what necessarily drew you into completely dating. It drew you in initially, like you're attracted to them, so you went and talked to them, but everything beyond the physical that came with the physical attraction that you already have or already saw in her, that made you want to date them. Like that's a hypothetically like perfect scenario. That's how me and Ben view it.
I
Correct?
would disagree,
Am I right?
but we all have our own opinions.
Baker, you're single right now.
Yeah,
I'm single right now.
By choice. Thank you.
Yes, but if there was a guy that walked in that you found physically attractive and you found emotionally attractive, you would not say, "Oh wait, no, I'm staying single." If the right person walked in,
Well, yeah, if the right person walked in, but if it was an attractive guy with a horrible personality and then a less attractive guy with a really good one, I'm going with the guy with a good personality any day of the week. I cannot be attracted to somebody I'm not like, emotionally stimulated with.
No, and I agree with you, but here's the problem with the scenario that's playing out right now. There's more than just those two people,
Yeah, but
so
if
you can
we're given
go.
the choice.
This is hypothetical.
Hypothetically
I know.
speaking,
Purely
like
hypothetical.
if freaking Harry Styles walked up to me, but I couldn't have a conversation with him, and then the average guy from the gym walked up to me and we had a really good 20-minute conversation, I'm probably just going to go with the average guy from the gym because there's no way I'm going to be able to sit and be married to that for the rest of my life. I would cheat on him. I'm going to be honest.
Do you think that she's lying, or do you think she's telling the truth, man?
I think she's actually telling the truth. It's just hard for me to believe because I'd go Harry Styles, but that's
If
just
they're
me.
boring, they're boring.
As we are.
Pop off.
I want to sing some Laney.
That's emo.
Emo. Laney's not emo.
It's good, but it's kind of emo.
It's alternative. Malibu Nights is sad, soppy music.
Yeah, it's emo.
Emo's like rock.
No, I'm just saying, emo as it sad as in emo.
Like emo, like
No,
sad.
emo's
Emo
like
is
black,
sad.
like black nails.
No.
Like
No, just emo in general is like,
is
I'm just
sad.
calling it sad.
MGK is emo.
I like MGK.
I do too, but he's not Laney. He's not
Hot take.
Laney. He's not LAUV. Those are my.
Mm.
Those are my. I love listening to just. I might be the only person that does this. Let me ask y'all this: do y'all ever just be alone by yourself and just listen to sad music?
It's our neighbor
He plays the sad.
I do.
on blast.
I do.
Props to you. I don't know how you do it.
Malibu Nights.
I'd
Malibu
be
Nights is a
listening to sad music
go-to.
all the. You heard me last night.
I'd be
Phoebe
listening.
Bridgers.
Yeah, I'd be listening to sad music a lot.
Baby.
Motion sickness gets you every time.
I have emotion.
Emotion